What's going on, guys? It is absolutely freezing out here today, but I am super excited for today's video because we're going to be installing a major upgrade on Larry. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that we've been suffering some pretty big issues with the brakes on Larry. Started a couple months ago. I was driving down the road, totally normal, and then all of a sudden the truck started shaking super violently. I couldn't go over like 30 miles an hour. I ended up pulling over in a parking lot, checking the brakes. The passenger side caliper appeared to have locked up. It was smoking, it was scalding hot. Ended up, I had to call in for some support, get some tools. Basically, I undid the caliper, strapped it in under the truck, and then drove it here. And once I did some research, I thought it was the slide pins that the grease had over the last 20 years basically gone dry and it was just sticking. I greased them. I thought all was good, but turns out that did not fix our problem. I said, screw it. We're going to do a complete brake upgrade on Larry. So let's go ahead and pull Larry inside, get this install started. But we got new rotors that obviously look amazing. We got new bearings for said rotors, so that's good. Get some fresh bearings, inner and outer. We got some new shoes for our rear drums, new brake pads for our new calipers, and ta-da, our new calipers. So these are remanned original, so it's literally just like this, but they take them, they go completely through them, all new seals, everything, and then obviously they got a nice red coat of paint on them, so I think they're gonna look amazing. They should make Larry brake like it hasn't braked in probably 15 years, so I'm stoked to get this on. It's one of those modifications that if it makes it look better and perform better, like that's the ultimate modification. Just got done with the install on the passenger side, and holy crap, guys, this looks incredible. I am so stoked. Pretty easy install. I'm obviously about to show y'all on the driver's side, but dude, look at it. It looks incredible. I am so stoked. Hopefully it breaks as good as it looks, because man, that looks incredible. Out with the old junk. Dude, I am stoked. That is so freaking sweet. So let's go over to the driver's side, get this install started by removing our factory brake system. Let's take our brake line off. That is a 10 mil. Let's go ahead and take our caliper free. This is an 18 mil. Slide it off the rotor. Just sit it right there to the side. Let's go ahead and take our rotor off, get you a flat something or another, and wedge in between here to get this to break loose. Sometimes they're difficult, sometimes they're not. That one was really easy compared to the other side. Let's take our Carter pin off. Take this little lock tool down, whatever you want to call that. Let's see, what is this? 1/8. Take this nut off. Which we're gonna definitely clean up all this old grease. We got some fresh new stuff to go in there. Set that aside. Then there's this little flathead. It'll come out when you pull this out, but I like to go ahead and try to get it off. It's like a little lock that goes but in front of or on the outside of your wheel bearing. So we can go ahead and slide this off. There's only one piece we need from here. It didn't stay on this side, it did on the other. Just gonna have to pry it off real quick. As you can see, it came off with the wheel bearing, but we don't need the wheel bearing. We just need this guy's gonna go on there. We'll clean that up good. So this entire rotor assembly is junko. So we're gonna go ahead and prep the rotor. We're gonna deal with the caliper last, because that's when obviously a ton of brake fluid is gonna be everywhere. So for starters, let's clean this up real good. I'm not gonna show you all that because that'd be there'd be weird comments if I did. So go ahead and clean that up real quick. All right, got it all cleaned up, including our hardware. So now we just got to come over here and prep our new rotor assembly by putting our inner and outer bearings in it. So whatever way you want to pack the grease in your bearing, do it. I'm sure there's going to be people that say to do it wrong, and that's fine. I might be doing it wrong. So this is how I do it. So you got to basically pack the grease in there. Just, you know, I wasn't paying what was it? It was $20 for like some clear gloves at the parts store, and I was like, there's no way. Like, no. So use your plastic that your parts came in. You only sacrifice getting one hand covered in grease. But you want to just pack it full. Like I said, there's a bunch of different videos you can watch how different people pack grease. I feel like it's gotta properly be greased if you do this. Like, I just use so much that it has to be proper. You basically just want to force it through so that it goes throughout all the bearings like so, and then just, you know, clean off all this excess to where it's not just gooping completely. It's not gonna hurt to be extra on there though. So there it is. Smooth it around in here. It's our inner bearing, which we have that little cap to go on the back side of this as well. It's just gonna keep crud and stuff from going in here. So now we can gently flip this over. And get our outside, which they didn't have the same brands when I called and bought these. So, two different brands, but shouldn't be an issue. Slip that baby right in there. Oop. There we go. I'll clean the excess off so it doesn't get on the outside of this, but she's ready. Just got to put that cap on the back side. We're ready to throw it back on. All right, we got that cap placed back on. Put a little bit of grease on that seal. Now, take our rotor assembly and gently reinstall. Uh-oh, front bearing fell out. It's all right. Got a clean rag at the bottom. Place this on there, center it up. We're all the way back. Nice. Put your little lock guy right here. Only go on there one way. Take this guy. Start threading them on. Whoops. You do not want to over tighten this guy, or your wheel will not spin freely and properly. So I've always found it's kind of just a by the touch thing. You kind of tighten it until it's not spinning completely free, but not being held either. That's good right there. Put our little lock key back on there and make sure that lines up good with our hole. Let's find our Carter pin. Come on, go on through. And love tap it through there. There we go. clean our cap, throw some more grease in there, just a little bit extra to be in there, and we'll put this back on. A little grease on the inside and the outside will help water from getting in there. Just want to love tap it down. There we go. Give this a little bit of a cleaning just to clean that up. She's good to go. So rotor assembly is complete. Time to take our brake caliper off and get our new one installed. Go ahead and throw you some rags down because this thing is about to start leaking everywhere. There we go. We will have to add some because this is going to leak quite a bit. The caliper holds a good bit inside. So there's going to be copper washers. Let's flip this over so it quits leaking. There's going to be copper washers on both sides. Comes with new ones. This one was, the inside one was stuck on the other side. It wasn't right here. So make sure you take that off and install new ones because those crush washers need to be replaced or you're going to have some leaking issues. So now that we got this off, essentially just sit this aside. It's going to drip. We're done with this guy. It's time to prep our new caliper. All right, we got our new brake pads. We'll set those aside. We got these little alignment whatevers that go in the caliper to align your pads up. We've got this grease lubricant that we're supposed to apply on basically everything. I already checked, the slide pins come pre-greased, so, or pre-lubed, whatever. So basically we're just gonna apply some onto here for the parts that are gonna be sliding back and forth. Basically just these fit on here and they slide back and forth, and they want you to put a little lubricant on there. I'm not super familiar with brakes, so someone with more experience, you can give me a heads up on the importance of that and if I did or did not apply enough in this video. There's also our two new crush washers. So take this middle guy right here, and he's basically just going to fit straight down and hook on, and then you're just going to press to lock it on the other side, just like that. So then these two guys are going to be on each end. Just going to slide them in basically from this direction right in here, and they're just going to lock on like this. Hopefully y'all can see. Just like that. Let me see. Yeah, y'all can see that. Other one over here. You really just match them up. It can only go, I think, one way. Hopefully I'm not installing them wrong. Lock down in there. And there you go. So that's what the brake pads are going to sit on. So I'm going to go back with this lubricant, and we're just going to put a little bit on those pieces. Put some right here. I did forget I installed this part that came with the brake pads themselves on the other side. Throw this guy down in there, corners up, and in she goes. Line this one up as well. There we go. So let me clean my hands up, and we are ready to throw this onto the rotor. All right, very carefully, let's attach this. All right, now we are ready to put our new crush washers on, pull our plug, and install our brake line. Obviously take some good time, clean this up, make sure there's not any debris. Should be good. Pull our plug out. So now we need to put our new crush washers on here. Put one on the outside. Let's see, how's this go? Just like that. Put one here. Put one on the inside. Start threading this on. Nice and crushed. Boom. Just like that. All right. Now, where did I put it? Bada boom, bada boom. She is donezo. Brake caliper installed. So that looks absolutely amazing. Cannot wait to get the wheels on and get this thing outside. So front is complete. We've got rotors, we've got calipers, new brakes, everything. All of this is done. Now we just got to pop the rear off and put those new shoes in, which I honestly have no clue how to do. I've never done that before, but we will get that figured out. Catch up with y'all for that install. Then we got to do a bunch of bleeding of the brakes, and then Larry should be good to go. To make our maiden voyage with the new brakes, unfortunately they did send me the wrong shoes, so I was not able to install the rear brakes today. I'm gonna have to order some new ones, but got the brakes got the brakes bled all the way around, full of fluid, pedals nice and firm now. We'll see, we might have to go back and bleed them again. I'm sure there's some kind of procedure to break these brakes in properly. Yes, I have already checked to see they do work, so we are stopping. But I'm just gonna go for a drive and, you know, see how they feel. And it's also my first drive with the new lower control arms, so we'll see how everything feels together. Hopefully not have any issues. Feels like it's rolling real nice and smooth, no bearings. Honestly, I haven't driven Larry in quite a while because, like, actually driven in like a decent distance because our brakes were giving us issues. So far, everything is feeling good. Of course, we just set off, so I'm gonna do some driving. We'll see how the brakes feel, see if anything weird happens. Hopefully nothing fails. But yeah, Larry's on the road, so I'll catch up with y'all in a little bit. So obviously our brakes are doing good. We are able to stop. I'm definitely gonna have to bleed them again. They are a little bit spongy right now, but overall, Larry is driving great. Feels great. I'm happy to have it back on the road. I have missed it. It deserves to be driven. On the brakes, slowing down nicely. It's also going to help a lot once we do get those new shoes, because I did take them off and they were pretty much completely shot. So I know it's going to perform a lot better as well once the rear is also helping the front. But once we get this thing fully bled out, get all the air out, get it nice and solid. I mean, it still brakes good. That wasn't me like stabbing it with my foot, but a decent amount of pressure. We'll come up here to the stop sign and hit it pretty good, but the main thing is no more dragging of the brakes, dude. That was so annoying having to deal with. Every time I was going to drive Larry, I was like, oh, is it going to mess up where it's dragging the brakes and we have these issues, and I really can't drive Larry far at all because we're having these issues. So I'm stoked to have Larry back up and going 100%. Like I said, once we get the, yeah, I mean, it brakes good. It's just the pedal's a little squishy. So once we get the brakes completely bled, it's gonna feel great, I know. So stoked on that. Larry back up and going. So I did end up throwing the stocks and 35s back on here because our new rotors have the full length studs, which would have to be cut down to put the adapters on in order to run the 6 lug Chevy wheels, which was the 24s, but I didn't want to cut anything until we for sure knew everything was working perfectly, which it is, which I'm stoked on. But you know, Larry looks good on the stocks and 35s, and you can just barely see the new calipers poking through. Nice red look, looks really solid. I'm digging it. So yeah, I'm stoked. That was a great drive with Larry. It feels good to finally drive Larry. It's been too long when I've been confident to just go out and go for a cruise, and Larry rides really good, man. Sounds amazing, dude. Just Larry's a freaking beast. Kind of making Chomper look like a wimp over here for real, because Larry is surprisingly a good bit taller than it, which we have a new setup coming for Chomper, and I'm about to do a leveling kit on it, so it's gonna look beefy then. And for sure at some point we will put the adapters back on Larry, because the setup we got coming for here is gonna look freaking sick on Larry as well. But you can see the height difference. Larry, you the tallest truck I got now, daggone. But anyways, hopefully y'all did enjoy. That's gonna be about it for this video. We just gotta get some new shoes whenever I reach out and send the old ones or the other ones back that they sent me the wrong ones. They're completely different design. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, gotta get the right one. So anyways, with that being said, hopefully y'all did enjoy. Comment down below, let me know what you think about the new brakes on Larry and what other content you want to see with Larry. And with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one.